What's up, fellow Once Human gamers? So, I've already played Once Human for about, gosh, 30 hours now. I haven't done the beta or closed beta whatsoever, only the official. So I'm still new to the game, but I am kind of curious what other people think. So we're going to go ahead and watch a video, right? And this video is like, don't do these mistakes or whatsoever. We're going to see if we agree or not. That's basically the premise of this video. Alright. Also, the origin's going to be down in the description, so don't forget to check that out. Let's go ahead and get started.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's Lucky here, and today I'm going to go over 10 huge mistakes to avoid making in Once Human. And we're going to do this
Once
in rapid
Humane.
fire succession, so hang on. The first one is going to be, don't forget to look for the secret rooms in silos. There's going to be silos located all over the game, and in these silos there's going to be a key that drops off one of the enemies, like this one right here, drops this key for this silo. Then you run up this path.
Funny enough,
up
this is the one I've
and
just
on
done.
the opposite side of the room to the right, there's
It's
a
pretty
door
good.
that requires a key to access. Use your key that you found and run down this weird hallway here, and then
Oh, wait,
once
this
you
is
get
not
here,
the one
stand
I've
in
done.
the circle as the counter climbs up and execute all of the enemies
Wow.
that spawn in until a boss spawns, and then collect your
That looks like
reward.
that
Every
one
silo
horror
has a
game,
secret
doesn't it?
room, and these secret rooms can be a good source of rare deviations. So be sure
Pick
to
a
look out
slide.
for those, and you can rerun it as many
Yeah.
times as you
Yep.
want to get the rewards inside. Next
Wait,
tip
as
is
many
don't ignore
times?
deviated resources that you're going to find when you're running around. You can always spot them by seeing the glowing red resource nodes.
Oh, I
So
got-
you'll
I got
see
one of
plants
those.
like this one right here that are glowing red. You want to run over and harvest those, and when you do, you have a chance of getting a deviation, and those deviations can be really helpful because they
Don't
will
eat
run
it.
around and collect the
Do not
resources
eat it.
for you when you put them in your base. So if you find a deviated ore node, you can grab that deviation, and then he will be running around your base gathering ore for you. So if I go up to this right here, he's collected all this ore for me. That's where I found him. I found him in a deviated node. Next tip is don't forget to overdrink
interesting.
and overeat before you leave your house. So when you overdrink, when
Wait,
you max out your
what?
thirst, that screen pops up right there saying your thirst is not going to drain for 20 minutes. So you basically get 20 minutes of all the buffs that come with having your thirst maxed out, which is going to be
Oh, I
move
didn't
speed
know that.
increase and stamina drain reduction. So those two stats are better. And the same thing
I didn't know
works
that
with
because I
food.
would
So if we
always
max out
just,
our
like,
food buff,
never
make our
max
food to
that.
full, now we're getting both food buffs, and when we leave our house, we're going to have 20
Oh,
minutes
I need to tell
where
my
that
GF
doesn't
this
drain,
one.
and then it pops up on the screen saying you feel stuffed. So make sure to stuff yourself before
Oh,
you leave
yes.
the house. It is
Please
really
be
quite
stuffed
beneficial to
before
do,
leaving
and
the
it is
house.
much more efficient than just eating a little bit when you need to. Next big tip
Yeah, I
is
didn't know
don't
that.
waste all of your star crumb gambling at the wish machine. So
I
you
don't
can
use
come
this.
in here and you can shoot your
I saw
shot,
this,
right?
but I don't
you
use
can
it.
gamble, you can press play, and it's going to use your star crumb every single time you hit one of the guys that pops up, right? It's whack-a-mole, but it costs star crumb every time you whack the mole. And
Every-
you might get one of these things. Alternatively, if you don't
Did he
want to
really
try
have
to
to
get
pause right there?
20 of these fragments, look, I've got 4 out
Yeah,
of 20. If
4
you don't want to try to
fragments
get
up there.
20 just randomly, because you know how gotcha machines can
Yep.
be, they're pretty painful. The house always wins, and this is probably going to be no different. So what you can do instead, they added this in the last patch because of community requests. People over here in the West aren't huge fans of gotcha machines, so now
True.
there's a second option there, Blueprint Shop. Now you can shop for the
I
blueprint
plan
that
to
you
get,
want, and you can just buy it outright. You don't
pistol.
have to play the gotcha game. You can save
I
up your
love
star crumb, and you
handguns.
can buy it. This is absolutely
My favorite
huge.
one's
This allows you to
actually
pick
the-
and
this
choose
one
the
right
item
here
you
that
get,
he's
rather than
blocking right now.
randomly getting a bunch of crap that you don't want, and
It's
never
like the
getting
second
thing
to
that
the
you
bottom,
do
this
want,
one.
right? Now,
I
what about
love
star
the
crumb?
design
what are
on
the
it.
best ways to get star crumb? Well, of course, there are going to be the Primors. These symbols on the map right here, you'll see the green fog, you'll see the symbol. You can go there, start a Primor, and when you complete it, you can get some star crumb.
That is pretty
Alternatively,
interesting
you can
that,
do these silos. Run
let me
to
pause real
one of
quick.
these
That is pretty interesting though that he mentioned about the food thing, because I didn't think about that. Even though I got my character full at one point, I did not think about that. It's actually better for it to be that way. You'll save so much resources. So I guess that's the first mistake. He's kind of given like tips and not just mistakes, I guess. There was only one thing that could be seen as a mistake so far. So
these silos on the map. They look
Curious.
like this right here, this symbol. You do that, and at the end, you're going to get some Starcrum. But that's not the only way. There's actually another way that you get so much that is really easy to overlook. One of which is pressing escape.
Oh,
on
is
your
it the
keyboard,
journey?
Then over here, clicking seasonal rewards. See
Oh,
how it says
seasonal
new
rewards.
It's really easy to miss because you might forget to come in here.
I have a lot of
and then
Starcrum.
Seasonal goals.
Should
And
I
if you
use
come to
it?
the seasonal goals section.
I don't even know
seasonal
what else I
rewards,
could use
you
it
can
for
click on
besides
these,
the
and
wish
you'll
system.
notice that as you complete these tasks, you're going to be able to claim these rewards.
Well,
and they're
besides like
huge.
actually
400
buying the
Starcrum,
blueprint.
600 Starcrum.
I'm almost
1,000
at,
Starcrum.
like,
massive, right? And if we go to the next tab,
5,000,
again,
I
7,
think.
1,200, 1,600, and then the next tab, same thing, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, and so on, right? There is so much Starcrum packed into these seasonal goals. They're real easy to do. You just have to kind of look and see what it says. Cook 5 dishes, easy, right? Own 1
Easy.
armor calibrated
Easy
to
GG.
+2, easy. So these tasks are not hard. They're just something that sometimes you don't do if you don't know that there's a reward for doing this random
Indeed.
specific thing. They're real easy to do. It's a real easy way to get massive amounts of Starcrum fast. Similarly,
I'll
in
have
this
to
same
do that
menu,
if I
you come into here
haven't.
and you go to the
I've
Battle
probably
Pass
done
section.
them.
So we click on that, and then right here we
I'm a
have
little sad you
Battle
can't just
Pass.
like
And if we
spend
look
like
inside of this Battle
Starcrum or
Pass, what do
something
we have here?
for the
Stardust,
standard
something
battle
we need.
pass.
Starcrum,
You
something
have
we
to
need.
spend
And this
money
is the free battle pass, by the way. All
to get
of
the
the
bottom
resources
one.
that you get 1,000 Starcrum. All of these resources are on the free track. The paid track down at the bottom is only cosmetics. So far, this game is monetized so incredibly fairly. This is what we love to see. I hope it stays this way because
Yeah,
right now
well,
it's
that's,
pretty awesome. So
that's
you
quite
can
the
get Starcrum
opinion.
for free from the battle pass by working your way through this thing. And as it says
I
here, when you
personally
gain level
believe-
XP in the game, you're also
Let me
gaining
pause again.
battle
I can't
pass
talk.
XP. So how
I personally believe that cosmetics is endgame. A lot of people are like, because gameplay, there's only so much of it, right? So then they want to grind for what looks great for them and be like, that's my endgame armor, or that's my endgame weapon, that's my camo, yo. Golden pistol, yes please. Glowing knife, yes. So I believe, sure, it's like not pay to win, but are you really winning when you're not getting the fashion you want?
How do you progress through your battle pass? Just earn experience by completing quests and killing enemies and all that good stuff. The last thing I want to mention about collecting Starcrum before we move on to the next one is your journey. So you press J on your keyboard, it opens up your journey menu. There's a bunch of tasks in here, and these are all things you should do anyway. You're going to need everything that it asks you to make. It's just that you might not need it right now, but you will eventually
I don't
need
think
it. So
that's
none
true.
Of this is a waste of time.
I actually don't think that's true. One of them is the ore locator that you can get, and it basically just pings where the ore is, right? It's like, you don't really need that. Just use your eyes, man. Even people like me that are practically blind can see it. Just use your eyes. You'll be able to see it. Psh. If you can't, then just then yeah, you'll probably need it. But more so than not, I feel like that's the last thing you would ever need, the ore detector. Besides, like, the water converter thing. That thing's also pretty garbage. I mean, even the devs during the Q&A. During the Q&A, they're like, it's pretty much made, like, poorly, so, like, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm assuming they made it poorly so that people had to do it more actively.
But you're also going to need the Starcrum and the controllers that it gives you. You're going to need both of these, and you're going to need a lot of it. So doing the journey
Controller
is
gives
a
you better
massive and
rewards,
efficient
by the way.
to get
Don't
a
forget.
bunch of Starcrum added to your collection. Now, speaking of earning XP, the fastest way, and it's not even close, the fastest way to earn XP is to come to this guy right here. He's got the clipboard over his head. He's in every town, or a version of him is somebody with a clipboard over their head. You talk to them, and then
I
you've
already
got
did
your
all those.
weekly commissions. So every week you can
Wait. How is he at week 4? I'm only on week 1. About to start week 2. How is he on what? This must have been like during the beta or something, right?
You can pick 5. They all give you exactly the same reward. So the trick is to pick the 5 easiest ones. So making 20 dishes, that's easy. We'd pick that. Smelt 70 ingots, cake, we'll do that. Drive 5,000 miles, we're going to do that on accident. Of course,
yeah, we're going to do that one on
pictures.
accident.
This was the easiest one of all. You open up your camera, you take 5 pics, you're done. You don't even have to save the pictures, by the way. Just take a picture, press escape.
I mean, view and
picture,
like 5
escape.
comments would be nice, but it's bugged out right now.
Use any activator. Okay, cool. Now we have selected 5. If you choose one and you regret it because you're like, oh,
yeah,
actually,
you can
it
just
turns out
change
that's
it.
pretty hard to do, you can click it. Now it's unselected and you can pick something else instead. And you can do this every single week. And if you're starting the season late, you don't have to wait a week before doing the next week. So if the season has been out for 3 weeks, you can do 3 weeks of commissions right away. You'll be able to unlock week 2
So
as
that's
soon as
how
you
that
complete
works.
the week
Alright.
1 commission. So you'll do 5 week
I
1
was-
commissions.
I wasn't
and
sure if it
week
was
2 will be
when the
available
game
right away. You'll
comes
do
out or
week 3,
something.
and then boom, week 4
So
will
that
be
makes
available
sense.
after 4 weeks, right? So it is a bit of a catch-up mechanic for those people that are behind, and everybody else is going to have to wait 1 week at a time to do
Yeah.
these. Now, the next tip is don't sleep on the jelly deviant. That one down there, if we press E and hold it,
I
and
use
we're
this
in
one.
battle. The reason this is great is because it heals you over time.
I agree
It'll
with
take you up
this.
to full health, and it will keep you there. So
You don't
this,
actually
you
have to
just
put the-
cast it like so,
you don't
or
have
on the
to
ground,
cast
and
it.
as long as you're standing near it,
You
it's
don't
going
have
be
to cast
healing
it.
you in battle. This is a phenomenal tool.
If you're gonna
that
battle,
lasts
then
for
yes,
a
you
while
can
there, and
cast
then
it.
when it runs out, it's gonna have a
But
little
if
bit
you're
of a cooldown.
just
You can
healing
use it again in
over
a couple
without
minutes.
leading
What
to
that
battle,
means is
or if
this
you're
is a
trying to go
free
through a place
heal.
and you're low on
Anytime
health,
you want it, anytime you need
you could
it,
just
and
hold
it.
it.
Will really cut down
You don't
on
have
the
to
number of
place it, and you
activators that
heal.
You're gonna need to use to heal
And it
yourself.
saves
Next
more of your
mistake to
bar.
avoid making is taking advantage of sets. So a lot of the gear has sets. Legendary items have sets. Non-legendary items have sets. There are set bonuses for all of
Set
these
bonus
gears
these
here. And
nuts.
the nice thing about them, like this hat right here, we get 8% move speed just for having the 1-piece bonus. So if you want to run around 8% faster all the time, this is a nice little piece of armor to have. Whereas these boots here are giving us increased reload speed.
I wonder
So
if the
those
movement
one-piece
speed
bonuses
works
can
on
be
the bike
huge.
too.
Don't underestimate those. Don't just look at the stats at the top and be like, oh, bigger number, better. Sometimes those set bonuses
Bigger
down
number
below,
equals
oftentimes
better
those set
gear
bonuses
score.
are huge.
Unga
So take
bunga.
advantage of them. The next big mistake to avoid making is see these side quests here. A lot of times you're going to look at them and you go, oh, are these worth it? These little dinky side quests. I completed it. It only gave me 500 XP. It doesn't feel like it was totally worth the time. However, that's not really the reason you're doing these. The reason you're doing these is for the Stellar Planula and the Eclipse Cortex. Now, this Eclipse Cortex is going to be able to be converted into Stardust, which is going to be
tried to
very
use that
useful
at my
for your
base, and
character.
then
You're gonna need
my
lots of
base
that
blew
stuff.
up.
So these side quests are something
After
that you
all
should
the design and
absolutely do.
hard
You might as well
work.
do them when you're running around in that area. It's only going to help you in the long run. It's going to give you a resource that you're going to need a lot of.
I'm
If
so
you're ever
sad.
looking at a quest
It
and
took
you're
me
wondering
it
what
took
the
me like a
rewards
whole
are, but
2
you can't
hours to
see what those symbols
reconstruct
are,
my
just hold
base.
Control, and now you can move your mouse over.
Do not
the items
convert
and hover
until
over
you
them
have
or any quest, and you
an
can
actual
do that
base
before you even
defense.
do the quest. If you're curious what those rewards are going to be there. Similarly, you can hover over the anchors and see you're getting Stellar Planula, you're getting your Stardust Source, and you're getting Beryllium Crystal. Something else you're going to need a
I
lot
love
of is that
crystal.
beryllium. So likewise, when you run through these
Beryllium.
zones, it says you only need X number of anchors. I highly encourage you to grab every single one while you're in that zone. You will get to a point where the thing you don't have enough of is that beryllium crystal. So it's an easy way to get some. And then later in the game, it's going to be giving you the vanadium crystal and
Personally,
so on. You're always going to want a bunch of that stuff.
I-
The next huge mistake to avoid
It's not really a mistake to like skip past the stuff, really. It's more of a preferred way of like difficulty, right? The game does get harder by a lot, especially those bosses where you can auto match make. But yeah, even me, after like 30 some hours, I'm in like the level 25 zone, I believe. And I skipped almost all quests except for the ones that was like in my area. Like if I'm there or it's on the pathway to another place I'm going, then I'll do it. Otherwise, I'm just like, it's out of the way. Just leave it. I sometimes do events, but those are whatever. Okay, let's continue.
making is not upgrading your mods. You're going to get tons and tons of mods as you play this game, and a really easy way to upgrade them is to disassemble any of the ones that you don't love.
Yeah, if you have a lot of
if you get a bad one or
duplicates.
one that just doesn't really work with your playstyle, take it to your disassembly bench and disassemble it there. You'll get these mod materials right here, weapon mod parts or armor mod parts, and then you'll be able to use those to enhance it and level it up and unlock
That's
further
what I'm doing.
buffs. So at tier 2, it's getting this. At tier 3, it's getting this buff, right? So definitely take advantage of that. Definitely enhance.
Yeah, the
your
mods are a
You get
big
good
part.
ones that you like. As
That's
much
like
as
one
you
of the
want to hang
biggest
on to all
parts,
of
to
them,
be
they're not
honest.
doing anything by sitting in your inventory. And you can get mods real easily by doing silos. So if you go to one of these silos here and do it, you notice that you get armor mod parts. You're going to get tons of these, and you can run this over and over and over, getting armor mod parts. And it only takes a second to run through one of these things once you know the route, especially if you go through one that's a little bit lower level than
I wonder if
are.
you can do it with
fly
like
through there,
a
grab the
teammate.
rewards at the end, and get
wonder if I could
tons
do
of
it with
armor
my
mod
partner.
parts fast to upgrade your mods. So
That'd be
don't
fun.
feel like you need to be frugal with upgrading your favorite mods, because you have tons of mod parts in this game, and they come in easy and they come in fast. None of the resources in this game are terribly grindy. This game gives you a fairly easy way to get everything except possibly Star Crom. Once you've exhausted all the seasonal rewards, the journey rewards, and the
I don't
battle
think I
pass
would do
rewards,
the
Star
silos
Crom
too
is a
often
little bit
just
harder to
because
come
of
by. The next huge
how
mistake
repetitive it
using
is.
this bed for the entire time you play this game. If you ever have the chance, if you ever find a blueprint for a bigger bed,
Oh, I
whether
have a
it's being
double bed.
sold from one of the NPCs that sells blueprints, or you find it out in the wild, use it and craft the bigger bed immediately. This bed, when you lay down on it, it's going to slowly recharge your health and remove your insanity. However, the bigger bed does it almost instantly. It's infinitely faster. So
That's
as soon as
cool,
you're
but
able to
I'm
get
using the
bigger bed,
jellies,
definitely
so-
take advantage of that. Your bed is no different from just about
You don't
everything
really
else
need
in
the
this
bed if
game.
you're gonna run
there's
the
a
jelly.
first version of it, there's probably a better version of it out there.
It
somewhere
erases
that
your
you can
sanity
use.
and heals you
if you're
super
enjoying this video,
fast.
do like the sign on the wall says, and hit that like button,
Yes,
or subscribe
go
for
like
more of
their
this type of
video
content. Now,
or
these are 10
subscribe.
huge mistakes to avoid, but what about the 10 things I wish I knew sooner when I was playing Once Human? To
And
find out
that's
what
for
those 10
another
items are,
video,
click the
am I
link.
right? Yeah. That's for another video. Things I wish I knew. I'm kind of curious, but perhaps we'll save that for another time. I don't know. Let me know. Should I check that one out? Do you guys agree with his take? I believe I almost agree with a lot of stuff. There were more tips than anything. There's not so many things that could be seen as a mistake. It's more like a, did you know? Did you know? You should do this. Did you know? You have this item. Did you know? It's more of a did you know video than a don't make these mistakes. Just don't eat the deviant corn stuff that you do get, though. Don't eat those. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you'd like to see more, let me know. And I'm just going to click the end.